Let's go to Bethany from Oklahoma. Bethany from Oklahoma, you're on the air.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, perfect. I I actually hopped on here not even realizing you were filming. I was just hoping to catch you. I don't know what time you all start the show. So I happened to hop on and I got called. This is crazy. But
Beautiful.
I guess my question is, in the past few days you've been talking about how Biden is being criticized for all of his executive orders.
Yes.
And we've talked about how, he's doing what people want him to do. But the critique I'm seeing from, liberal friends is that since we control the House and the Senate now, why isn't he going about it through legislation? Because he doesn't necessarily have to get Republicans on board, does he? Because
So a couple thoughts on
that's
that.
usually what you say is,
Yeah, this is an
yeah, yeah.
important question. So there's a few different things, Bethany. First of all, if the things Joe Biden, if Joe Biden is dealing with actual emergencies via executive order, then you have to do it as quickly as possible. And so if we agree some of these things have to be changed right away, and I agree that some of the things that Biden did via executive order do have to be changed right away. You do the executive order, and then you try to get a more permanent legislative infrastructure in the next 2 years during which Joe Biden will have the control of the House and Senate. So that argument, the idea that you don't need to do any executive orders because you have control and you can do it all, that's not a good argument. Number one, because if you have an actual emergency, you need to deal with it as quickly as possible. Number two, not everything can be done with a simple majority. There are things that require 60 votes in the Senate in
Mm.
order to get done. And so it's not quite so simple. Now, with something like COVID relief, I'm ready for Biden to stop the meetings with Republicans. It was fine to do the meeting. It was fine to listen to Republicans who want 600 billion instead of 1.9 trillion. But you can use budget reconciliation to pass COVID relief with a simple majority. And it's time to do it. So I think that anytime you hear such a general critique, Bethany, like Biden doesn't need to do any executive orders because he has the House and Senate and can just do everything legislatively. It's such a general assessment that it almost certainly it falls short as an analysis. And that's exactly the case. It's much more complicated than that.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. And I had forgotten that part about, of course, some things require more than a simple majority. That is absolutely accurate.
And it takes time. I mean, even
Yes.
even without Republican obstruction, a lot of these things do have to go through committee and I'm not defending the speed at which the COVID stuff is being done. I would have liked to see Biden do the meeting with Republicans on January 22nd and we could already be moving beyond it. But I understand why he's giving them a meeting. Now it's just time to act and get it done.
Yep. And I like what you said about, if it's true that they want to follow up some of this stuff with legislation that does have a longer, hold,
Yes.
then that makes more sense too. And that is what I will come back with when I hear that talking point.
Yeah, I mean, the critique that in general executive orders are a problem because the next president can just undo it. That's always been a critique. That's not different than something
Hmm.
that could be said in the past. It doesn't really change whether, for the time being that executive orders can be done, Joe Biden is right or wrong to use them.
Gotcha. Well, thank you. Yeah, that's really all I'm mainly just listening, but I did have that question that's been popping in my head while I've been watching your show this week. So,
All right, thanks, Bethany. Bethany from Oklahoma. Great to hear from you, and hope to hear from you again. I want to take a second to tell you about one of our sponsors, S&H Masks. S&H Masks has everything you need when it comes to face masks and other protective gear for COVID-19, and they're giving my audience 20% off. S&H Masks is the company that I've personally been going to for face masks. I love and trust the products they sell, and that's actually why I reached out to them about being a sponsor. I've tried tons of different face masks this year, like many of you, And I still have not found a mask that is more comfortable or easier to breathe in than the washable cotton masks that they sell. It's made of a silky, lightweight cloth that feels great on the skin, has a convenient adjustable strap. They also have disposable cloth masks, which are really comfortable, as well as all of the other gear like face shields, alcohol wipes, no-touch infrared thermometers. And all of their prices are very reasonable. I also love S&H masks because they've donated over 60,000 masks to healthcare institutions. They're an excellent company. Shipping is just $5 and shipping is free on orders over $150. You can get there by going to davidpakman.com/mask. The link is under this video, and you can save 20% on everything in their store when you use the coupon code DAVID.